Are we live?
I see live on our thing.
Mine says off air, and you know the rule. I don't actually start the show until hello and welcome to another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. As always, I am your host, X to the D to the A to the L to the Y. The longest running episodic show in 239 history is here. It is the Thursday Throwdown. Again, where's my belt? Respect for just a little bit longer before I have to send this puppy back to Mass. Robert Lang, aka Esoteric, is going to get it done. Pale, I see your name on here. I see my name on here. I see Sober's name on here. Ooh, just kidding. I love you, Sober. That's my daily chirp on Sober. Like, I got to do it once, right? D-Mart's on here twice, okay? Will D-Mart get on here a third time? We are going to discuss that tonight. But before we do that, because we've got a lot going on in the land of 239, let me introduce my colleagues, my co-hosts, none other than, let's start it out with Pale Poner. How are you doing tonight?
What's going on, 239? I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to a great semifinal playoff action that's happening later tonight. We've got two series going head-to-head for tonight on Thursday. I'm excited. We will decide the finals for season number 5 tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. One of the guys that is playing in that series tonight is going to be my man, Ability. Ryan, how you doing tonight?
I am doing great, and I'd like to welcome everybody to my little merchandise corner, okay? I want to remind everybody that this is the longest running episodic show in 239 history. And Pale touched on it. Tonight's a big night. We have a whole bunch of players on 4 different teams going at it, competing for a chance to play in Season 5 finals here at 239. Now, just for kicks, I went through earlier today, and I got to see a little vintage footage of 239 Season 1, a Throwdown episode, watching Hollywood talk. And I realized how serious this was to you guys back then. And I think it's graduated. It's real serious now. But before we get into all that, another guest that we have on this show tonight is the one, the only, the Magic Mike. Marine Mike, how you doing, buddy?
The glorious one. How y'all doing tonight? Hey, I just wanted to throw this because I haven't been on the show for a while. I'd like to say, Matt, Ability, and everybody, Daily. The back in October, the convention. We'd like to thank you, Ability. Thank you for putting that video together for us. For the rest of the 2-3 community who helped pitched in to help raise money for all the events I was running. I'd like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for all your generosity. And it's because of communities like this, we can have stuff that we do every day to help other people. And that's what we need today in society. So again, thank you all.
Yeah, shout out to you, Mikey, for getting us involved with that. Again, we have a very tight-knit community here, so anytime we're able to give back, I think it's a really cool thing.
There's next year. We're already scheduled for our 8th year next year.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, man. 239. We'll get on that, which is great because now we have the 239 merch shop, which is up and running and live. And remember, every shirt, hoodie, tote bag, who the fuck buys tote bags, whatever, tote bag, coffee mug, whatever you buy, a portion of that goes back to the site, and then we use that money for things like getting a table at that convention and different things like that. So that's all of us here at 239. So Mike, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
And that was cool with all the questions and stuff. Love the video. So, yeah, if you guys haven't, I actually posted a video because we always joke, like everybody's got like this joke, like, oh, the longest running episodic show. Well, there's some truth to that because we've been running this thing strong since day one. Season 0, guys, there's like 75 episodes of the Thursday Throwdown. You can go back. Some of your favorites are on there. Jim Flanagan, Mr. Hollywood, Giant 918's in there. Back in the day when I was doing color, like, man, there's videos all the way back. So if you haven't, you can check those out. We got like 75 deep on that, as well as the Sober Elitist. That's all on our YouTube page. Don't forget about the podcast as well through iTunes. You can listen to all the Throwdown shows, all of the Elitist shows there. It's so crazy, man. Like what this has become in a year, like literally 1 year. So I can't stress it enough. I talk about it too much. So you guys don't want to hear me ramble about that. You guys want to hear us talk about the final four teams. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to jump right into it. First series, we got Peninsula Pirates versus Victoria's Secret. We got a 2-2 pump on the series right now. This is playing exactly how I thought I was going to play. But before I get into it, I'm going to send it around the horn here. I want to hear some analysis. Pale, I'm going to send it to you first, man. What are some things that you've seen? What are you looking to see? What could happen moving forward that's going to tilt this series one way or another, in your opinion?
Listen, Ability's team came out on, well, D-Mart's team came out on fire first off, right? But Ability's team came back and they made something happen in those middle two games, and then D-Mart was able to, come back again in game 4 to make it a series 2-2. I'm excited to watch the series. I think one big thing that needs to happen is Ability's team. You've got OP Jelly going in for Notorious Figo. They need to implement him into the offense. They need to make it happen offensively as a team. That's a little bit concerning. I mean, anytime you change up a lineup, there's a different player playing. There's a different chemistry going on. So, is OP Jelly able to step in and step up and become a leader on the team? He almost has to. Notorious Figo had a couple of big games in those series to turn the things around and get those 2 wins that they have right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing how OP Jelly does. Brick City, he's the guy that's a big major component in any team that he's going to play on. He's a top player in this league. Can he continue to put up points? Can he continue to play good defense? He's got to be able to take one of D-Mart or Self Luke out of the game, and he's got to rely on the odd guy to do the same for the other side. I'm excited to see what's happening. BTW on the other side of the coin, he's the guy that you're looking forward to stepping up. That's pretty much what I got for this series, man. They're 2 high-powered offenses going head-to-head. So I'm expecting a couple more, those 7-4 games and stuff like that in this series here. We'll see. Daly, what else you got?
Yeah, like before I send it to Mike, I'm on the opposite of you with the OP Jelly. I actually think Jelly's going to mesh in a little bit better with this line, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Figo's one of those players, in my opinion, that is demanding of the puck, needs the puck. He's one of those kinds of guys. And you have Cosmic, you have Brick, Tom knows what his role is, and then you have Figo. You have these 3 outlets, and all 3 of those guys like to play with the puck. Not to say that they can't play without it, but I think that Jelly's going to slide into that third forward role, and I think that's where he's most comfortable. And people are going to kill me for saying this. I actually think Jelly's a better fit on that forward line than Figo is, personally. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat from that throughout the whole league, but it's tough when you have 3 people who are very prominent on having the puck. And I think that kind of takes a little bit off. Jelly can work on really controlling his side and being that trigger man. He's got to bury when he gets his opportunities, though. He's going to get chances to score, and when he's open, he's got to score. So that's the one thing that goes with that as well. As far as that,
real quick. Sorry, yeah. I don't want to mess you up. But,
no, you're good.
I'll fight you a little bit on that one. I think Figo provides a forecheck that Victoria's Secret doesn't have without him. I think he thrives on the forecheck. I think that's his best asset as a player. He's a guy that goes in and he makes it life difficult for the other team's defense. I'm not saying that OP Jelly can't do that. I think he can, but I think Figo thrives a little bit without the puck in that manner. He's a guy that's going to put pressure on your defense. Is going to make bad passes into Cosmic or Tom that turns over the puck. So OP Jelly does provide something a little bit different, but I think Figo is a big part of that offense, and I think he complements it pretty well.
So so me and Pale are like taking over the show because we're going to have a good old-fashioned debate here, and then we're going to send it to Ability and Mike and let them talk. But here's the thing. So with Figo, yes, forecheck is relentless, but Cosmic is a known leaker. He likes to get out in space. Figo is also a known leaker. Now, I've played with them a couple times, and every time I've played with them, it's been that same thing. They're trying to get in space, and that's fine. Jelly's a guy who's a little bit more responsible, waits for that puck to get out of the zone. It's okay to have one guy like that, but to have two against a team like Peninsula Pirates makes it very, very difficult because they have so many different ways that they can beat you from BTW to Stealth to D-Mart. And they're coming hard with the forecheck. You know it. You're seeing two guys pretty much every time down and out. So for me, I personally just think Jelly is a better fit. Now, what this also allows is for Brick City to get involved offensively. He needs to be, but at the same time, he needs to be defensively responsible because if you put anybody, Odd Guy's a great defenseman, but you put anybody on that island versus those two guys, and you're in for a world of hurt. And I say those two guys, but BTW has worked his way into the conversation. This isn't D-Mart and Luca anymore, okay? This is D-Mart, Luca, and BTW. He is just as dynamic and he can make just as many plays as the other guys, so he needs to start getting credit as well. We can't talk about, D-Mart and Luca, like BTW's earned that right. The big strength here for Pirates, in my opinion, and I talked to Ryan about this. We had a conversation, and I said, listen, I know that the Pirates can get out there and score, but Victoria's Secret, if you start getting into these high-scoring series with that team where you're trying to put up 5, 6, 7 goals, they're going to beat you, I would say, 8 out of 10 times. Now, I know that team, they split some high-scoring games. I think the Pirates are better suited if you look at the putting it in series when they were stationary, when they trapped the net, when they contained and they collapsed. They were so dynamic as a 5-man unit. I think they need to get back to that because if they try and get into this race and this sprint with Victoria's Secret, we saw it all year, they will outscore you, and I believe that truly. So for Victoria's Secret to win tonight, they need to play that fast-paced game that they've played all year and get out in space. For the Pirates to win tonight, I feel like they actually have to slow it down and kind of slow Victoria's Secret down. And if they can do that, I think the Pirates prevail tonight. I'm sweating. And it's not even because that's my analysis, but it was a lot. Mikey, before we send it over, the man in the series, what do you think about that series tonight?
I think it's going to go the entire 7 games. As looking at the stats, I wish I had more time to look at the stats. Captains, you need to get your stats in so we can do our homework, please, and thank you.
Let them know, Mike. Go ahead, tell them again. What do they got to do?
Put your fucking stats in, please, and thank you.
You would think there'd be like, there's people who are dying to play right now. You think the 4 fucking captains would be able to put their stats in. Now,
I remember when there used to be a rule. If you didn't have your stats in within 12 hours after the game is played, captains would actually get a penalty against them where they could not play for a series or 2. I remember that.
That was a thing. I'm backing up. Ability had his stats, and because Ability had his stats,
he was the only one that had his stats in. The only one.
I went after everybody. D-Mart did his. DJ did his. Marty did his. So shout out. It's like when you get spanked by your parents, and then all of a sudden you want to listen. So cool. Exactly. Everybody got him in. Anyway, Mike, go ahead, Mikey.
Back to the series. I think it's going to go Game 7. As I'm looking through the stats right now, you see a lot of BTW, Stealth Luca, D-Mart up on the top three players. Where Ability's team needs to do is they need to find a way to contain them, slow them down, keep them from generating that offense that they're known for. If they can do that, like I've been saying since day 1, before we did the draft, I was on the show, I said Ability has something to prove. This is his first year, and he's going to prove it this year because he doesn't want to let down Daly. He wants to take that title from Daly. It's become a personal vendetta for Ability against Daly just to prove himself this year, and he's been doing that. And I think that if it goes to Game 7, Ability's thrive to wanting to win that belt. It's going to overcome the Pirates, and he's going to actually go to the finals. As long as they can find a way to contain specifically D-Mart.
All right, Ability. So we've all just broke down your series, man. Give me the lowdown. What do you think's going to happen?
All right, I'd like to take this moment to let everybody know that I started a golf league on the golf club too, just in preparation for whatever could happen after tonight. All right, so now you got to hear all this lovely feedback from these guys, and I can tell you that they touched on a lot of key things, okay? Pale hit it on the head. I think that Figo is definitely the forechecking aspect of Figo. It's top notch, and I loved watching it. And that was one thing I thought about highly in that first set of games was not having that. Now Jelly can forecheck, and Jelly's good at it, but he's not quite, in my opinion, up there with Figo. I think Jelly could surprise me. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring Jelly back on this squad was because I got the opportunity to play with Cosmic and him last season. We fell just short. I kind of saw something like this playing out with the team I had this year. These guys are a bunch of great guys. I want to see now that it's come down to this, if Cosmic and Jelly can kind of redeem themselves from our failure of last season. To touch on what Mike said, this is not a vendetta. I'm not coming after Daily. I do want that belt. Okay? I do want that belt. But at the end of the day here, I consider this a successful season for me. I came in, fresh captain, first time, and I have a great bunch of guys that have helped me get to the point to where I'm at. Now, going into the night, Luca, D-Mart, BTW, that is, I've said it, man, since they all got united. That is scary, and it has proven to be scary. Because even in the games where, we won 7-4, and I think the other one was 6-1, they fired right back. They won the first game on us, and then in the last game they came right back and then beat us. I think it was 5-2 or something like that, 5-1 maybe. But tonight is going to be a struggle. I don't know who jumps out first and snags the lead, keeps the lead. Now, is it going to go back and forth? This is the night. I mean, these are the moments that people live for when they're competing, right? So my hat's off to everybody. Not actually, but literally. I think that this is going to be a fun series. Good luck to everybody who's playing in it.
And listen, I think with both series tonight, too, it's important to know if you just because you win game 5 doesn't mean you're a lock. I mean, this is weird. I mean, it's not the real NHL. Like, it's really not. Like, so you can lose 3 in a row and come back and win 4. Like, it's a thing. I mean, you can in the real NHL, but I'm just saying, like, it's not. So it's not like fatigue or anything unless you have, like, arthritis of the thumbs like Legion. But it's not like you have any, like, issues like that. So winning game 1 tonight does not mean a wrap on the series. We've seen it a lot of times. I don't know. I think I'm going to have both Twitches going because I don't really know which series I want to watch. So I'm just going to kind of be watching both and trying to multitask best I can. But that brings us into the next series. And it's the Hut Heroes who've been basically dominant all season, taking on DJ's Wanderers. Now, it's so funny because if you remember, like, pre-draft, DJ caught so much heat for his draft, like, where he was trading picks and what he was doing. And everyone's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And here he is. He upset 7 Tays in round 1, and he's here in round 2, 2 games to 2 versus the Hut Heroes. And some people are scratching their heads, but now I start to look at the roster, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I'm not shocked because he has performers who have been there on the big stage. I'm talking about King Rome. I'm talking about Mick Swagger. These guys are proven performers in the playoffs. Not that Hut Heroes don't have them, but I knew Hut Heroes was going to be here. I'm looking at it. I'm not as shocked seeing a Wanderers team that has a lot of winning pedigree. So before I get my analysis, I'm going to send it over to Pale. Pale, what are you expecting tonight? What are you playing to see? And ultimately, who are you picking? Wanderers versus Hut Heroes.
I really loved watching the series. The first 4 games were great. Game 1 where the Wanderers came out and they were on top of the Hut Heroes for most of that game, in my opinion. The score could have easily gotten out of hand. B. Cripps made some incredible saves in the middle of that game where, I couldn't understand how the puck didn't even stay out of the net. Then game 2, B. Cripps comes out and he posts a 1-0 shutout. And that's the type of game that B. Cripps is just, he's the man. He's the guy. He's the type of goalie that probably deserves to go in the top 2 rounds of the draft. As somebody that drafts a goalie in the 5th round almost every season, he's somebody that I would consider taking way earlier than that because he's a guy that can change the game by himself. King Rome and McSwagger have been great. DJ has been excellent in net himself, and I was really surprised. not only in that 7 Tays series, DJ just played out of his mind from 7 Tays to this series. I honestly probably didn't watch enough of their games during the regular season to see it, but I've been really impressed with DJ's gameplay in that. Game 3 was a 3-2 overtime winner. B. Cripps gave up a soft goal in overtime, and fuck, man, you play great every series. You play an out of your mind, and then to have that late goal go against you in the third period, and then the overtime winner go against you again. That's tough. But he comes out and he posts another shutout in 3-0. I think that we're probably going to see some more of that tonight. I think we're going to see a little bit of back and forth. The Wanderers maybe pulling a game, and then the Hut Heroes pulling a game. So I'm expecting a 7-game series out of this. I love Rome and McSwagger up front. They're both playing out of their minds. I'm excited to see what they do. Ultimately, I think the Hut Heroes do have enough to pull it out. I think B. Cripps is going to shut the door. I think it's a 7-game series. B. Cripps is probably going to pick up another shutout, I think, and he's going to be the difference in this series. I think Hut Heroes have what it takes defensively to get going. But their offense needs to step up a little bit more than they have.
And we're going to get to that in a minute. But, Mikey, give me your analysis, man. What are you thinking? Hut Heroes, Wanderers tonight, what's going to happen?
Well, there's a lot of key factors in this series. I mean, you got B. Cripps. B. Cripps is just a phenomenal goalie. I mean, hands down to him. And what makes him something on a new level than any other goalie we have in this league is the fact that he trusts his defense. And if you can't trust your defense is not going to produce. I mean, he does not give up the short side. He allows his defense to shut down any cross-crease passes. He has faith in his defense to make sure they're shutting that down. So he has no problem staying on that post, so he's not giving up any soft goals. And that's what sets, like, a lot of people are like, oh, okay, well, maybe I need to cheat a little bit to maybe stop this cross crease. As a goalie, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you can trust your goalie, or your defense, and stay on your short side. And if he can continue doing that and trusting his defense, the defense can hold up and keep everything out in front of him, they're going to win this, hands down. Now, I was listening to the other night, I hopped in the room with McVegan, that we now call him, because, you know, he's going vegan, apparently. But McVegan and Rome, up front, they're amazing. They're good. They've been putting up points. And I've been hearing them. It's like, we need to get in there, get their D to move around. We need to open up their D so we can get those passes across in the slot to get that 1-Ts where B. Cripps can't stop that. So if they can continue attacking their D like that, they have a shot. I would have to say if they can take Game 5, that puts McFly on the puts the pressure on McFly to win out. So if they can win Game 5, I see it going to 7. If they do not win Game 5, I see Hut Heroes taking it in 6.
Ability, man. You know, I know that. I don't know if these games played on the same night, so maybe you did or did not get a chance
I
to
watched.
see. Did you? Okay. So what are you thinking, man? What are you seeing, and what's going to be the difference tonight?
Yeah, so this is a tough one for me to go on air and try and break down because I feel like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, okay? But this is just honest input here. So when I watched this series, one thing that I noticed was the fight that the Wanderers have in them. It carried straight over from that 7-Taves series, and they came into this dogfight against the Hut Heroes, and they don't want to lose. You can see it in these guys' eyes. The only thing on their mind is trying to find a way to win. And that comeback victory where they scored that goal to tie it, went into overtime, and then put another one in, they stole that game. They know they stole that game. That was such a big win for the Wanderers. The Hut Heroes, I feel like the question was asked. They need more offensive productivity. It is what it is. I don't know. They're lacking a little bit on that end. I see some moves that the guys are doing that aren't working. I think that Rome has kind of stepped up the defense for this series in particular, and it showed the other night because the Wanderers looked like they had a plan going into this game. They were playing as a unit. Because of the way that series panned out, how tight it was, the upper hand definitely is given to the Hut Heroes here. Now, we said the same thing about 7-Taves last series, and the Wanderers found a way to pull it off. I think that there is a lot of bark in that dog, so I don't want to bet against them. But logically here, I think that the Hut Heroes are probably going to win it just because they are consistently solid on defense, game in, game out. Unless the Wanderers have more tricks up their sleeves, I say that the Hut Heroes take it in 6. And I love everybody on both teams, so guys, don't get mad at me for saying that. I want to see a battle. So the most upsetting part to me tonight is that I have to play in a series and can't watch this one because this one's going to be a dogfight. Best of luck to all you guys playing in it.
Okay. So I guess it's my turn, right? So here's the thing for me with this series. I think that tonight, and we haven't said this name seemingly at all this year, Sea-Doo 77. I mean, I think that these are the games that she shows up. If you're a top tier D, as she's valued, as she is, these are the games you show up for. These are those games. And I think that this is the night that she really, really shuts it down. So I think you're going to notice her tonight. I think you're going to notice her out there. She's going to be visible, and that's scary because we can all agree Cripps has been visible, right? B Cripps has been very visible. When we talk about Rome and Swagger, I think tonight Chelsea is visible, and she's going to be very, very visible. The big things I see is that when the Hut Heroes offense is struggling, you see Dolly really start to leak. And it didn't really catch them at all, but the lane control of the Wanderers has been so good, almost Hut Hero-esque, that when that happens, if that pass doesn't get through, you have trouble going the other way because you have McSwagger, who I like to compare McSwagger. McSwagger is kind of like a control. He's like a loose. Okay, so do you guys know like the playgrounds with all the rubber on the ground? Not the wood chips. You can get hurt on that. Like Mick Swagger's like that. He's very safety. Like it's kind of chaos. Like it's like kids running around and shit, but it's very like it's like you're safe, right? Like no one's gonna get hurt. It's fine. Like that's how Mick Swagger is. Like he's kind of like all over the place, but like you don't. I don't know, man. Like I just tried to think of something on the spot, and I came up with playground and rubber. That's what I came up. Yeah, man. But I just think that, again, Hut Heroes need to get back to what they're doing and understand, like, okay, whatever. If we're going to win games 1-0, that's what it's going to be. Don't worry too much about the scoring and just focus on that. You got Dolly, you got King Rome. These are guys that have won cups in this league. They won one last year, and getting to watch them play for another has been freaking awesome. Somebody who hasn't won a cup is Kayla. AKA Rev Hellcat, man, and she's going up against Chelsea, and like that whole like little like let's love each other sexually thing is going on, and I think there's a lot of interesting stories within this series that, like, I wish I wasn't so busy this week. I could have touched on in a prediction thread. I apologize for that. But there's so many small stories. You have, Rome v. Dolly from last year. You have McSwagger's redemption after making it to the finals twice and losing, and he's on his rubber playground. You have Chelsea v. Kayla, like, battle of the homegirls. You have Cripps and DJ, who have arguably been two of the best goalies, no offense to Tomahawk, but two of the best goalies over the last 3 weeks. And, there's so many cool, like, inside stories. C-Dub potentially having comeback player of the year, like, all these different things. Ultimately, man, and DJ's going to hate me because he thinks I hate on him, but I just think the Hut Heroes have been doing it for far too long. They've been far too good, and I think now is the time where they really clamp it down. You're going to see low-scoring games tonight, 2-1, 3-1, 2-0 maybe even. I just feel it being one of those nights. So,
Okay. Change of opinion. If Daly's taking the Hut Heroes, I'm going
God.
with the Wanderers. All right, look, DJ played great. McSwagger keeps burying game-winning big goals. Holy cow. All right, Wanderers, man, Rev, hey, make it happen. All right, King Rome, I got faith in you, bro. Let's do this.
You always got to be against me, don't you? That's what it is.
See, like I said, personal vendetta.
You know what, Mikey? You might be onto something with that. See, we bring Marine Mike back on. He brings up a valid point that I guess I didn't realize. So,
just get pad stack.
Oh,
okay?
God.
Really?
That's fantastic. Okay, so, I mean, here's the thing. Like, the two series it's kind of tough when there's two series. We've really touched on it. We could beat it into the ground. Oh, here's DJ. Please keep betting against us. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, thanks for doing your fucking stats, you Jamoke. That's all I care about. How about that, you fucking artard? I still love you, though. But, again, we could beat these things into the ground. But here's what I want to talk about with these series. We've sat there and said, oh, this player's going to make an impact. This player's going to make an impact. When I was talking about this series mainly with Wanderers and HUD Heroes, you've got two guys in the series that have really kind of aren't the big names, okay? You have C-Dub and it's not that they're not the big, but they're kind of overshadowed by some of their counterparts and some of the other names. So I want to give these people some due because they're a big reason their teams are where they are. So C-Dub for HUD Heroes, and you have Johnny Blaze with career revival for the Wanderers. I think at some point this season, Johnny Blaze was sitting in waivers or on somebody's bench. And now all of a sudden, he's getting ready to play game 5, 6, and potentially 7 to go to the 239 finals. I think that's an amazing story as well. But let's talk about C-Dub really quick, man. This guy has kind of been picked on, not like verbally. Everybody's kind of giving him his due. But in game, I've watched it. I know, like, when we played the HUD Heroes, we dumped to his side a lot. And we tried to make him make plays, and he continued to make plays. So, Pale, I know C-Dub's a buddy of yours, man. But how important has he been for that team this year? And would they be where they are without him? Because you have all these big names. You have B-Crips and Sea-Doo and Dolly and, and you have a guy like C-Dub, and there's another guy on that team we're going to talk about because I know Dolly's probably sitting somewhere like, what the fuck? But I'm getting to him. But what do you think about C-Dub and how important has he been to the team so far?
I think he's been really important. I mean, defense is tough, man. Like, it's way different than, if you're a guy that's always played forward or something like that, it's kind of hard to understand. But as defensive partners, you really have to be totally in sync with them on one side or the other. And if you're not, you're going to get scored on and it's going to look bad. I think C-Dub has really, really compacted his gameplay, I guess, is a way I could say it, in that he's really simplified his game. He knows he's going to get picked on every game. He knows that people are going to dump into his side and try to enter the zone on his side. And at the same time, when that happens, when you're put into those situations more and more and more, ultimately you're going to get better because you're going to see the same situations. You're going to see more situations. You're going to see more gameplay. So people are going to recognize that C-Doo's on the one side and they don't want to go that way because she's that good. And they're going to go to C-Dub's side. And C-Dub he's got to step up or he's going to get blasted. And that's ultimately what's happened this season is everybody goes to his side and he's getting more and more reps and he's just getting better and better and better at the defense position, which he had never played before the season, by the way. I had never seen him play D, and he's just doing it. He's got great communication with his team, and he's able to make things happen. I'm excited to keep on seeing him play and seeing him improve. And I mean, the guy's playing great. He's a great forward. But he's proven this year that he's probably one of the better defensemen in this league as well.
Mike, Marine Mike. It's so weird calling you Mike, but like Marine Mike. What do you think about Johnny Blaze, man? You've known this guy for a long time, Mr. Grind himself.
I've known him. I've probably known him going back to a certain league that we won't know. I've known him for years. Many seasons I've played with him. He's a solid guy. I mean, on and off the ice, solid guy all around. I mean, he's the type of person. He's always wanted to get more practice in. If you want to play a quick pickup game, he's always wanted to play. That's the type of guy he is. He's always trying to better himself. And this year, and he's pulling what I did for the Hollywood Blondes. I sat on the bench all year, basically, on Hollywood's bench, and played a couple games here and there. Come games came to last season in the last series in the finals. I pretty much played the entire finals for Hollywood, and because I stepped up, and that's what he's doing. He's proven himself out there. He's making a name for himself, showing why he should be there. And props to him for that. Keep up the good work. If he can keep doing that, I mean, I see him actually making a starter spot next year.
Now another guy ability, and maybe you don't know a little bit about this guy, but Hockey Town. So he's a rookie. He was originally drafted by Chew. There's some availability issues. Chew moves him. He gets to play with his buddy Dolly. This guy's been a silent assassin all year. He really plays a 200-foot game, which pretty much everybody on Hut Heroes is capable of. Even the D-men are offensive as well. They'll jump into plays. They play a really good 200-foot game. But how big has he been for this team kind of as that third guy, even though really Hut Heroes is probably one of the teams that are as balanced as they come?
Well, I think that when it comes to the offense that the Hut Heroes have put up, Hockey Town has been a part of a lot of those plays, whether he's getting dished from the spinorama of a dolly, but he's buried the puck quite a bit. It's funny, too, because when I think about him, I put this is just because of the way that my brain draws the picture, but if you take the Peninsula Pirates and you take the Hut Heroes, and you take your Marty McFly and you take your Dalai Lama, and then you take your D-Mart and you take your Luca, then you have that third special attribute, that BTW 892. Then you have Hockey Town 13. These guys are, in my eyes, kind of identical teams in a way. I mean, different players, same kind of teams. So, I mean, he's right up there. The contributions he's made as far as scoring productivity, and even on the assist end of that, dishing the puck to Dolly and Marty, he's been playing solid all season. I don't know, man. I'm still thinking about this series and who's going to win it. I don't know.
Well, I'll touch on all three guys. C-Dub has really proven himself to be a really good lefty. I believe Ability said it a couple shows ago. We got to see it more than one season, right? But he's had a great season, and I would love to see him do it again because he's had such a good run and such a good go. And he's just solid, man. He's a really good two-way D. I saw him in our series when we played him. I think he had 2 of their 5 goals, so he's got that on his stick as well. Johnny Blaze, here's the thing that people don't realize. Like a couple weeks ago, like DJ, I think it was who did DJ Rule won? Wiz Khalifa was the center. Rome was playing D. And like people don't realize, like, because of the emergence of Johnny Blaze, you were able to take King Rome, move him back to center, and feel comfortable with Johnny Blaze on right D. Now you have Rome playing his natural position. You have Johnny Blaze playing a really, really solid right D. And all of a sudden, McSwagger takes off. And another guy on that team, and I'm getting there, Edge, who, man, I remember last year, or Edge went 8th overall 2 seasons ago. He went 8th overall 2 seasons ago, and then just got bounced around, or 2 seasons or last season, got bounced around like crazy. He ended up in net, right? And he said, fuck it, I'm not doing it, man. I want to play forward this year. Plays left wing. Now he's sitting there, and he's like the third guy, but he's been really noticeable out there too. So you have a lot of these guys who have never played in big games like this. You have a lot of guys who have played in big games like this. So I'm really excited to see how this thing plays out. If you had a gun to my head, like I said, I'm taking, Hut Heroes. I really do think they're going to get it done just consistently, but super exciting to see that. So shout out to everybody in that series, man. I can't wait to get after it and watch that thing tonight. So next, and our buddy Agent, we're going to talk about this, man. All right. And we're going to talk about this because it's important for a lot of different reasons. Number one, so for those who weren't watching the stream, as I wasn't, but my G chat fucking blew up. Did you see that? Did you see that? And I'm like, what is happening? So I guess playoffs, game 7, somebody lagged out. Wanderers, 7 Taves. Agent tried to pause Xbox to send DJ a message while the game was going on. I don't really know. McSwagger dangles and snipes, and that's the series. Whatever. I'm not worried about the play. Shout out to both those teams. Guys played their asses off. So shout out to everybody involved. Here's the thing, guys. Know the rules, and it's so important. Like, I know, like, oh, yeah, I know, like, disconnects and stuff like that, but, like, you got to know the rules so this thing doesn't happen. So this thing does not happen. You got to know the rules. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I just want to say, like, know the rules for that. And I know Adrian was in a good place, and I know, and I've talked to him, and I feel it, but you got to know the rules. That's the biggest thing. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I know the 239 Tonight guys touched on this, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but you got to know the rules. Secondly, G-Chat, guys. Like, we all have fucking G-Chat. Like, that's, like, I don't know, like, Pale, when we have series, that's how you and I communicate. Ability, when we had a series, that's how we communicated. Like, use G-Chat. Like, please, for the love of God, because, like, then you can focus on the game and like, you have a separate, like, you're not pausing, you're not fucking with the game because, like, again, it's just whatever. So please, I know Agent's head was in the good place, and that post-series emo is still strong. So shout out to him. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. You guys watch 239 tonight.
Yeah, no, man. It's like it's one of those things. Like, it's game 7. Your team is fighting. You're going up against these mutts that are just biting at your heels, and someone lags out. Now, I think most people are aware that, after 2 periods elapse, there's no more disconnecting the game and restarting it and all that stuff. So when the message comes in, you got to just ignore it. That didn't happen. My heart's out. My heart's out for Agent, because trying to do it the right way, but doing it the wrong way. Man, when you're in a live game, a 7th game of a series, you cannot make any errors. None. Especially if people are on the ice. You finish that out first, and then you conversate. So that is what it is. Agent, man, I feel for the team too, because the team in general, that whole team was fighting along with him. So, that was unfortunate and bad luck for all you guys. Hey, we love you.
But here's the thing, man. We have short seasons. The season 6 signups are already up. Get your names in there, man. Get signed up. I think we have 92 signups already.
They close Tuesday.
Guys, like, and Pale, thank you. Like, it's coming up. Next week on Throwdown is going to be a big show. Everybody's going to want to tune in. We're going to have the finals. We're going to be picking draft order. Is that correct? We're going to be picking draft order next week.
Yep.
Live
Captains
on the show.
Announced.
Captains will be announced. Draft order will be announced. Everything's going to be live next week, next Thursday.
I think they should allow me to be captain this season. Make 239 glorious. I think they should allow me to have my chance this season. You need to make that happen daily.
I'll see what I can do, but you need to get a better camera. You look like you're pixelated as fuck right now on your camera. So when you can do that and stop looking like you're in Pale's dungeon, then we'll talk captain. But I'm just kidding. But yes, so next week we're going to be doing that. By the way, Ability, you're picking the fucking names out of the hat. I want no part of that this time around.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, wouldn't that be something if I got
Time out, man. Pale, you're doing it. I'm not letting him do it anymore. You're doing it now.
Well, here's the question. I know Ability said this is going to be like his only season for a while. He's going to captain, but if he wins this year, is he going to throw his name back into captaincy again for next season?
Hey, I already threw my name.
I think he already had.
Yeah, he's in there.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in there. Listen, okay, so this is for any future captains. And by the way, I want to touch on something too. If you win, you have to captain again. Do you understand the idea of repeat? D-Mart's the only captain to repeat in this league. You have to. Pill, you've done it. I've done it. Like, you have to, right? Like, you're on this ultimate high. Your team has won. Like, you have to captain again. Like, it doesn't matter what you have going on in your life. Figure it out. Like, you have to captain again. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, you got to defend the title if you get the W. I mean, you have to. Like, why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't you want to do that if you win? You're coming off such a high from that season. You think that you'll never lose again.
Pow!
Well, yeah.
So how much did that belt set you back?
Well, we're not going to talk price because price is unimportant. It's not important. But
it's a nice belt. It's a nice belt.
It's a nice belt, man. And, I think the coolest thing about this is the history that comes with this, okay? And where it's been. Like, this belt has been to Halifax. This belt has been to Minnesota. This belt has been to Massachusetts. This belt has been to Chicago. This belt has been to Jersey. This belt has traveled the United States. This belt has found its way into Canada. Like, guys, like, that's the cool, guys and gals, that's the cool thing about this is that this belt is world traveled more so than a lot of us. It's been everywhere. And your name gets to get on here with some of the pristine in the league. I mean, you see X Dailies on that belt. You got D-Mart, Sober, Pale Poner. Like, guys, these are, I don't want to say legends, but these are OGs. I mean, these are guys who have been running with 239 since basically the beginning, and you get a chance to put your name on there. And I want to make this point. Look at all the first-time captains. Pale Poner won a cup or won the belt first year, first-time captain. First-time captain. Ability in the Final Four, playing first-time captain. Agent, his first season, made it to cup final, couldn't get it done, but he was a first-time captain. Just because you're a first-time captain, if you have the knowledge and you've done the homework, don't let it intimidate you seeing a name like Xdale. You think these guys fucking cared that I captained this year? They didn't give a shit. All that stupid shit I was saying and spewing, they didn't care what I had to say. They came out, and guess what happened? I got to send this fucking thing back to Pembroke, and I don't get to keep it anymore. But, well, I got another week, and then I do. You will respect me.
You know you're going to go with the draws without like having it. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night, it's like, where's my belt? And you're going to go with the draws. You're going to have nightmares, wondering where that thing is.
Listen, man, you know who's going to be the most upset is the O-Dog. The O-Dog is going to be just absolutely traumatized because he's only known winning. That's all he's known in his life. And now we got to send this goddamn belt back, and it's just a mess, man. It was a tough conversation. He's 2. He doesn't really listen, but it was a tough conversation to have. Say, hey, listen, son, like sometimes you don't always win. You can win a lot, but you don't win all the time. So, but again, like people who are thinking about captaining and ultimately at the end of the day, the admins, we get together, we talk, we discuss. But there's a lot of things that go into it and a lot of things that go into being a captain, responsible, being active, communicating. There's so many different factors that play in when we select captains. So the way you carry yourself day-to-day basis too on the site, just keep in mind, like we're always watching. Like I'm always fucking watching. Like even if I'm like not watching, I'm watching. For some reason, I always find out what happens, right?
Are you watching me in my shower?
What? No,
well,
not like
you're always watching.
I'm not watching you like that, man. By the way, let's clean up that beard when you come on the fucking. Look at that thing, man. I think you got blonde hairs in there.
No,
man.
it's actually white.
Jesus Christ, Mike, how old are we now, man?
I'm only 34. So you motherfuckers are turning me gray.
Jesus, man. Hey, how are the 7 toes? I haven't asked in a while.
Ask agent.
All right. Well, that's one. Ooh, oh God, brutal. It's okay. I mean, like Mike, like a lot of people don't get a team named after them.
If only
I think it's kind of cool.
Toes.
Yeah, that Figo comment was so good. I was dead. I was at work and he posted if only they had 10 toes, and I was absolutely dead. Figo is a funny fucking guy. And they're gonna miss his forecheck, but we're not even talking about that anymore. So, last on the docket, man, a post-series emo. It's a real thing. I had it. I've been a ghost the last 2 weeks, and I'm still emo as fuck because I hate losing. But I'm here. I show up for the shows, man, because I'm a 239 guy. I'm a 239 guy. We always find our way back. I got a question, though, man. The milk carton's out on a guy, and his name is EZ Real, a.k.a. Sanies Pone. Now, leading up to the playoffs, regular season, that motherfucker was in chat all day, every day. All of a sudden, shit went awry. Yo, I haven't seen Casper in about a week and a half. So I'll ask this question around the horn. Post-series emo, how fucking real is it? Pale, you felt it. I've felt it. How real is it?
Dude, it's totally real, man. I didn't want to captain again. I just wanted no parts of anything. Eventually, you'll get over it. The seasons are short. The off season is short. In 4 weeks, 3 weeks, we're going to be back at it again with draft night and everything else. And totally looking forward to a new season. So, yes, it's there. Emo Tarek, if you're out there listening right now, I feel you, bro. I got you. It's
Okay,
understandable.
so it's funny you bring that name up. First of all, Sober Elitist missed another show, but we're not going to talk about that because they're our colleagues, they're our friends, and even though they shit on us, we are not going to get on them for that.
You know,
We
wait,
don't.
hold on one sec. I'm really bummed because I just got my Sober Elitist shirt. I
I
love
know,
that damn show.
I
What are
know,
you guys doing over there?
I know, man. And like, here's the thing: it's no secret, man. Me and Emo Tarek, we're good buddies, right? Pretty much talk every day. Ever since ever since we got swept by the Peninsula Pirates, he's ghost town, man. I haven't heard from him. He don't call. He don't write. He wants nothing to do with me. Changed his He's done. I haven't seen him. Now, he was talking, like Pale said, I'm not signing up. Well, he's in there. He signed up. Okay, he did. The post series emo is strong. I'm hoping he'll talk to me again. I know he blames me for the loss, but hopefully he'll talk to me again. We'll get after it. But he's going to be back for season number 6. Mikey, that post series emo, man, like, does it hit you? It runs through the veins. Like, how does it feel?
It's real. I mean, this isn't the first time either. He's done this. He's done this on other leagues I've been in. He gets a little. He takes it to heart. I mean, he comes in, he expects a lot, and then goes like that. He really takes it to heart. I mean, sometimes when I the 1 year I captained in a one league, we were good, and some things kind of happened. Some emo-ness what happened. I got suspended for a series, and we ended up losing because of it. And I ghosted myself because of it. But, I mean, it's how you pick yourself up after the season's over, and after the new season starts. It's how you pick yourself back up and start again. Like you said, short seasons. We're going to go again here in a couple of weeks. So,
Hey, I was just saying, listen to this, man. I was just saying how unloyal Esoteric is to me, to where he hasn't talked to me in 2 weeks. I say one bad word about Saney, and 3 members of 7 Taves have G-chatted me like fucking that. Well, he's been working a lot. Shout out to Shotgun. Well, he's been working a lot, man. There's a little emo, but he's been working a lot. I mean, Esoteric and I have been running for 10 years. Nothing. No love, no commitment, no fucking loyalty. And these guys played one goddamn season together and all like, oh, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. No, he's just working a lot. Like, what the fuck, man? Shout out to 7 Tays, man. Like, just getting after it.
That's loyalty right there.
I mean, fuck, man. Shout out to Shotgun. Shout out to Kinky. I'm sure she's watching, man. They love the show. It's just miserable, man. Like, I'm done. I'm done with it. Anyways, listen, guys, we got 30 minutes till game time. Oh, he promised me a belt, and then he called me a stupid ass. Well, you know what? You're a stupid ass. How about that? Less hot time, more sixes time. Yeah, you don't need to pass anything on. Just watch the show if you're live. I see your fucking G-chats coming through, Emo, Tarek. Pick up the phone. Shoot a brother a text message. Yes. Anyways, we got 30 minutes till game time. Ability, I said, fuck you in your stupid ass. That's what he actually said. This is supposed to be PG. Will's watching in the next room. Ability's wife's watching in the next room. Like, this is what happens. I blame Emo Tarek for everything. Make sure you get to your show on Friday. Shout out to the guys on 239 tonight. They had a great show last week. You guys are rocking it. I love Cortez. Haven't got a chance to talk to him as much lately. We've all been busy. Shout out to Cosmic Fade. Guys are doing a great job over there. I hear there's a 239 tonight t-shirt coming out soon, so that'd be kind of cool. A lot of new members in the league too. For those who are new, make sure you guys sign up, fill out the new member thread. It's really cool. Our members are really nice about reaching out to guys, getting them in games, different things like that. I know some of the new guys have already played with some of our veterans here, which is really, really cool.
245.
Yeah, 245 tonight on Saturdays. That's a thing. Man, I played hockey last night. I got absolutely worked last night, so I kind of want some redemption. But these series are going on, so we're gonna watch those tonight. But we're doing the send off here a little bit early. Let Ability get to his team. I gotta eat, man. I am starving right now, so I gotta go get some food. But before we do that send off, Pale, what do you got for me on the way out, man?
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm excited. We've got 2 big series here later tonight. You can catch those streams, I'm sure, They'll be posted in the shout box. I'm pretty sure that B Crips, DJ, and Nexus will be streaming. So that's both series. You can get two different goalie views in Wanderers versus Hut Heroes and Nexus on D for the Peninsula Pirates. They'll be posted up there. Looking forward to next week, man. By the way, you should be looking out for awards. They should be coming out probably this weekend, early next week. You should see award ballots going out, available to be voted on, ready to go. And as well, we kind of mentioned it on the show earlier, but next Thursday, we will have the signups are closed on Tuesday. What is it? The 12th. Tuesday the 12th, they will be closed. So Thursday, we will have the captain's announcement and the draft order next week on Throwdown. Don't want to miss that. Ability, good luck in your series, man.
Hey, I appreciate that. And I just want to throw this out there to all the new guys who are jumping in the league. Congratulations on making a hell of a choice, because this is the league to play. And I don't know if you know it yet, but you're going to know it once you get in it. Great community of guys. I encourage all of you to reach out to all the people who get selected as captains, add them on your friends list, and get your scouting games in. That's how you're going to land yourself on a team. More importantly, that's how you're going to start to make a name for yourself amongst all the captains, because we all talk. They all talk. So that being said, man, Peninsula Pirates, you guys are a hell of a squad. D-Mart, I love you to death, man. You were my first captain when I joined this league. I'll never forget that. So best of luck to you guys tonight. Best of luck to everybody on my team, the Wanderers, the Hut Heroes. You guys are going to fight it out too. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight. Wishing everybody the best.
And this is the point of the show where we do the old send-off. Yeah, Pale touched on. See, this is why Pale's my dude, because like I forget shit. Obviously, I spend all day arguing with Yambag and admin chat. You forget things, so Pale's always there to pick up the shit for me. So shout out to Pale. Awards coming out, man. We'll get those up, and then please make sure you're voting and getting everything in. And here's the thing, and I'm gonna say it right here, right now, because this happens every fucking year. There are going to be guys that you think should be on the ballot. There's going to be guys that you think shouldn't be on the ballot. Guys, listen, we did our best to get the best names on there. We had a collective force. We have 15 guys sending us their nominations, and we're trying our best. There's a lot of people. It happens in the real NHL. There's a lot of guys who score 90-plus points in the season. They should all be on there. It's just they only pick 3. So it doesn't take away from the seasons that everybody's had. We're going to do our best to get the best names on there. So, again, especially rookie, I know it's going to be rookie of the year. Dude, there was fucking 97 rookies this year, and there's a lot that could be on this fucking ballot. So please, guys, understand, guys and gals, understand we're trying to get the best names on there. So other than that, we got some great 239 hockey tonight. It's so crazy. Next week, the captains, your season 6 captains are going to be announced. And not only that, the draft order is going to be set. So then you're going to start seeing trades and different things like that. The finals play next week. It's exciting. It's crazy. I mean, like, this is that weird week where there's 2 series going on, but there's not necessarily as much to talk about besides those 2. So you kind of stretch out whatever. But next week you have finals. The captains list is going to be released, so we're going to hit the finals. We're going to talk about the captains coming in, what everybody brings to the table, and then we're going to really start to be able to see where that first pick is going to be. I'm excited because I know Pale Poner is going to pull Daly number 1 again. And I'll just make this statement. If I get a top 3 pick, I'm just staying put, and I'm not touching my fucking draft. I'm leaving it alone. That's it, man.
So help me God if you get the number 1 pick again.
What would you do? I didn't even pick one, if it makes you feel better. I didn't. And I started 2-7, remember?
Yeah, I remember that you gave away that pick that ended up getting traded to the Peninsula Pirates that I'm now facing. Thanks.
Well, listen, you broke it down a lot further than I did. Listen, we can play the blame game. Oh, I played Magilla. Like, Magilla gave D-Mart Luca. Let's just play Magilla, man.
Care. No, I definitely blame Magilla.
No, let's just play Magilla. Fuck you, Magilla. Magilla, hey, big fan of the show, though. By the way, let's talk about Magilla, but I'm doing the send-off for real. This motherfucker has lived 30 minutes from me for 10 years. He won't come see me. He won't let me come see him. He hates me. anyways, on that note, I'm out. Thursday Throwdown, boys. As always, it's been fun. We love you all. What do I got? Nothing. Peace. Love you all. Kisses.
Have a good one, everybody.